successful at business, okay, because that's what we saw. And I have always found myself saying this, and even among our siblings, that business doesn't run in my blood. Selling does not run in my blood, and selling is business, right? So now when I look back at myself and I recall saying that at some point, I just tell myself what a crazy woman I was to believe that business has to run in the blood. Okay. So if anybody here sort of doubts yourself, saying that, but is this really me? Is business really the thing for me? Because none of my family members into successful business, it doesn't matter. You can make it happen. Okay. So within the business also, there are so many idea creation that is going to happen. And anybody who's here who has been in a business, you would know. And similarly at Women on Wealth, that's what we have done in the last 5 years, coming up with business, with idea after ideas, right? And in the last 5 years, we have built the stock program. We had a flagship program called the Money Gym program that transforms women's life into helping them go from not knowing anything about money to become confident up to a point where they're managing financial planning themselves and building the investment portfolio from scratch, by themselves. Okay. So we had that flagship program called Money Gym. And then in the last 5 years, we built the stocks program for beginners. And we changed with the changing times, and we went online 3 years ago, right? And even in this time, we are thriving at the moment. And we are now bringing the business series for women. So we have been reinventing ourselves within where we began. And to be an entrepreneur, again, I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me that it takes vision, it takes persistence, discipline, focus, so important, laser sharp focus, consistency. We can't be doing one thing today with a lot of intensity and then not do it the next couple of days or weeks. So consistency is so much important. And with these, a whole lot of other skills also are required. But the bottom line is always that we must take action. Otherwise, it is just going to remain a beautiful wish, right? And I trust that each one of you is here today because you want to take action and you want things to happen in your life. Okay. So again, I welcome you all to this. Thank you for showing up. It is always the toughest part to do, showing up. So you're here. And right now, what we see is that with the pandemic, things have changed, and it is no longer about what we built some time ago or the idea that we had in mind. We also know a lot of women have shared with us how, they started off an idea, and because of coronavirus and the lockdown, now they're not able to launch it, and they're now already pushed to think and come up with something new. And I hope that this conversation today is going to bring within you some new ideas, and that this is just the beginning. Okay. And along the whole process of thinking new, it is also important for us to think big, right? And which is why we heard our Prime Minister also give us a talk a couple of hours ago, right? And we are now looking at how, and as women, we've got to also look at how the big picture is, what it is saying, the economy, and all of these may to some of us be a tough topic, but we have among us Priyanka Bhatia, who is the co-founder of Women on Wealth, and I give her the next few minutes to really help us get to how we can think big and what's the big picture she is looking at for all of us. And that's going to be the guiding light for us today. Okay. So Priyanka, I invite you, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheetal. So guys, let me take these 5 minutes and share You all are here and you all are talking about inventing business ideas. Where does that begin from? What is that first step? The first step is to understand what's the bigger picture around us. What's happening in the world around us? Let's look at that. Pandemic has hit us. There is crisis all around. Businesses are shut. Profitability is hit. There is no sale which is happening for any of us. Migrant workers have gone back to their villages, which means even when the government has allowed a 33% attendance in factories, there are no workers for that 33%. IDC, HUL, you talk about any big company. They're asking for their people to come back. Grofers, who else? Big Basket, they're all paying at least 75% to 100% more to their workers, right? They're giving more salaries. People are working from home. This has become the new normal. The same corporate which were not trusting people to work from home, they were not sure if there'll be productivity or not. Today are saying, okay, let's make people permanently work from home. TCS is saying, okay, 75% people work from home. Unacademy is saying 60% of its people will permanently work from home from now on. Twitter is saying that. So the world is changing. The corporates which are beginning, they are asking for 33% people to come. They are putting safety measures in. Like hygiene has become really, really important. Today I was reading in the papers, in the Economic Times today, there was an article saying Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, since it started many, many years ago, has collected 777 crores in all these years. While PM CARES Fund, within a few days, has collected over 6,500 crores. So hygiene is a new industry showing up. Today, there was another news. Amazon has taken rights to release an Amitabh Bachchan movie. It has taken the rights to release a Divya Balan movie. So multiplexes are no more relevant. Amazon is using this destructive time to build businesses, to make the competition irrelevant. So guys, this is how the world is changing. If we don't take account of the bigger picture, we cannot invent a business idea. Yes, we can. Well, Sheetal will say, this is Sheetal saying, she said it enough that, so many women are just selling clothes. So many women selling jewelries. किसका बिकेगा यार? इतना सारा लोग same ही काम करोगे तो. She often says it in her conversations around businesses. That we guys need to invent. And for invention to happen, we all need to build a mindset. The platform on which we are sitting, Women on Wealth, nothing like this exists, right? We saw the bigger picture, that this is where women are and they're wanting to be financially independent. They're wanting to be financially free more than ever now. And we built the platform. So guys, any business is built on a customer's problems. And unless we know what's happening in the bigger picture, no problem can get addressed. So, invitation, can we all start upskilling in understanding what's happening in the bigger picture? We can look at the world from our own opinion of the world, from our own judgment of how the world is. It will take something on your part to suspend that opinion of yours, to suspend that judgment of yours, and really look at the world from fresh eyes, because that's what's needed as the first step. So looking at the bigger picture, number one. Two, suspending my opinions and judgments that I have about this world and about businesses and about industries and more. Second step. Third step, I can look at this pandemic as a crisis. And I'm so proud to share that we've been looking at this as an opportunity. And our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, looked at it and actually offered this viewpoint just a few days ago in his speech that, hey, can we look at this as an opportunity? He said, can we focus on being local? He gave a perspective to all of us. He gave a perspective when he was declaring the 20 lakh crore stimulus of local travel in our country, local products. He mentioned about handloom. So he did share a lot of perspective. And Patanjali picked that perspective, and in today's newspapers, it declared that it is building an e-commerce website on where all the Patanjali products will be sold, which are all local anyways, and they will tie up with local shopkeepers who will also sell their products on that platform. So it just picked a few days ago, 2 days, I think 3 days ago, max. And today it has built an idea in its business. So guys, I'm just taking from what Sheetal was saying. That is it about inventing just business idea? No, you will keep inventing ideas even within that business that you build. So it's about really building that mindset and then learning the process. And while we're following the process, even further mindset will get built. So guys, bigger picture, number one. Number two, suspending our opinions and judgments, something that we already know. Third, it's our perception, right? Opportunity or crisis. What is this pandemic for you? You can make that choice. And are you looking at building a new business idea or become that run of the mill thing? If you want to build a new business idea, it will require a new way of thinking, brainstorming, discussing. If you could build it by yourself, you would have built it by now. You would have not shown up in this session, meeting, whatever you want to call it. You hear and you know that there is a need for you to build this business, and what that is asking of you is to expand yourself and be ready for some sharing. Guys, I want some of you to type, are you ready for some sharing, for thinking differently, for looking at the bigger picture, for suspending your opinions, your judgments? Got it. Thanks, Shilpi. Thanks, Sale, Ridhima, Bindu, DNA, Olga, Hina, Shalu, Srijita, Radhika. Beautiful, guys. Let them keep coming. Dimple, Jyotika, Shobna, Jyotsna, Bhavna. Got it, guys. This informs me you're listening, and that's what's needed. So today, really listen intently of what's coming ahead. And Sheetal will build it further. I have built the bigger picture, and now she will break it down into further pieces for you. So keep your phones aside. Know that this 1 hour is yours and it's critical. Sheetal. Back to you.
Thank you so much. So from the bigger picture that Priyanka showed you, I now attempt to take you to, bring your focus down to, that one idea that you want to come up with. Okay. So I'm going to jump in right away and ask you guys, but why do you want to start a business? It's such a painful process. It means it takes a lot to build it, right? And I'm sure you know that already. It's not going to be an easy or a simple process, but it will take immense effort from you. Also be so much more fruitful and a beautiful experience. So my question to every one of you is, why a business? Why have something of your own? And I know when we say business, some of you may not even be thinking like 100-employee structure, right? You're only thinking about, I want to be able to do something of my own. So go ahead, write it. I see financial independence, be my own boss. Bring purposeful change for society and for myself. That's why you want to start a business. Great. What else? Want my passion? Yes, to be a profession. Independence. Bhupinder is saying that. Okay. To do something different, make a difference. Yes. Be productive, to have an authority over my time, how I use my time. Wonderful. Lata is saying be my own boss again. Wonderful. Okay. Contribute and earn, create efficiency. Divya is saying that, right? And a whole lot more. So everybody is saying a different thing, and you all want this, and this is why you are here today. So I want to make a difference to who are in need. Okay, passion to start a business. Wonderful. Okay, this is the right time to do it. Beautiful. So why a business? You have, it's a passion, financial independence, and a whole lot more. Time, freedom. Definitely, I agree with you, Xenia. Okay, so thank you so much for saying that. Now, if this is all that you want, right? All of these that you've written in the chat, and each one of you want that, here's our contribution to making that, to see that happen for you, right? This webinar that we are doing to take you from a space of no idea or maybe even overwhelmed. Like I keep talking to so many women and my friends keep saying, there's overwhelm, there's confusion, right? Because a business means there's going to be an input of time, there's going to be input of your energy, and there's going to be an input of perhaps money, right? Such valuable resources that we have and limited that we have, that we want to be so careful how we invest these things into the business. So our contribution at Women on Wealth in this journey that you are setting on is so that we take you from no idea, overwhelm, confusion, if that's happening for you, to more clarity and a way forward for each one of you. Okay. So at Women on Well, we talked to a lot of women from different places, and there was this one such call that I was on with a certain woman from Bangalore. And I asked her, why do you want to really start a business? And she said, I want to be financially independent, of course, and contribute to my children's education, support my husband. And then I asked her, so what is the business idea that you have? And she said, I'm thinking of reselling. It is again a hot thing, or maybe it was for some time. I don't know if it's still there. But a lot of women are into reselling. And I asked her what her product it is that she's reselling. And she said spices and maybe pens, and some women a lot of women do clothes, a lot of women do makeup stuff. Again, we not restricting it to just these businesses, but there are a whole lot that women do, but these seem to attract some women, especially the ones who are homemakers, and they see that they have some time. And similarly, this homemaker said this to me. Then I asked her, but what about, if you already want to sell spices or maybe stationery items, there are tons of shops already doing that, tons of people already doing that. So why do you want to get into it, right? Because I can be buying from a store, or I could even order online nowadays. It's so easy, which means she's entering a big market, okay? A market which is overtly competitive already. You know, it's like a blood war out there when it comes to reselling of, especially of a lot of products, I think. So like just yesterday I saw at two places on Facebook where because right now we know that sanitizing our hands so important, right? People are freaking out, or if you don't sanitize we have to do it, and I see this pedal dispenser, so that you don't have to really come in contact with the and I see at one place, and after an hour or so I see a similar product someplace else. So they saw the need, they have somebody created that, but already multiplication has happened of that idea. People are already doing that, right? So that's how quick competitions are created. So when we enter a market that already has a lot of competition, in the management study, it is called a red ocean, right? Because there's fierce competition. You are going to, if you also introduce that, then you also trying to take, win customers from the other, your competitor. And for anybody, if interested, do pick up this book on the blue ocean strategy. And with what we are doing is we are sort of trying to unlock your mind into thinking a blue ocean where there is no competition, where you are creating your own market, right? And another wonderful conversation I had with a friend this morning who is a market researcher, and he tells me that there's a market for everything. And come to think of it, there is, okay? So know that there's definitely opportunity for you to create your own market. We just need to think and be strategic about it, okay? And think with an open mind. So very quickly in the group chat, I would want to see from you guys, what are some businesses that really women are doing these days? What can you see as the top businesses that women are into currently? Could you just help me know? Reselling, food business, baking has been another top one, by the way. Beauty, definitely, yes. Tea, yeah, okay. Jewelry is another big market. Fashion designing, stitching, right? Clothes, I know. Coaching training is another one. I think yoga is one. Online training, consulting, right? Okay, consulting of what again? That maybe business consulting or something else. Soft skills expert, life coaches is another one. Fitness, maybe meditation. So many. Okay, developing websites. Okay, now I'm just going to expand my screen to see this a little more clearly. So if you look at the list that you guys have presented, written down, healing, blogging, personal branding. Okay, Nirmala, you're right. Women are into all businesses. True. Okay, I agree with you. Different interests, different passions. Okay. Now, thank you. Image consultant. Okay. Now, when you say image consultant, there's so many image consultants around us. Wouldn't you agree? If you say healer, how many healers can you think of? I think I can come up with 5 on my fingers already, right? Just right now, I can come up with 5 friends who are healers. Vastu or blogging. Again, I think I also see this trend where a lot of women who are mothers and they're taking care of the children, they see their time, they're educated, they have the skill, they take up blogging as well. But it is not very specific, right? I mean, it is not very specific. So what we are going to attempt is looking at something that is more specific. Okay, thank you all for the input. Thank you so much. So very important question to ask yourself when you begin on forming a business idea is to really see what is your niche. Okay, what is your niche? Now, what is a niche? A niche is nothing but who do you want to serve? Who do you want to serve? Okay. Am I a healer for everybody? Am I an image consultant for everybody? Right? Am I an NLP coach for everybody? Okay, so who do you want to serve is an important question you want to ask yourself. So this will help you talk to a very specific audience. Okay, and then help you then carve out your message in a way that connects with that audience. Otherwise, one of the biggest struggles will be, how do I frame my message so that it gets people, so that people get who I'm selling to? But if you're trying to reach to everybody, then your message is going to be like khichdi, maybe. Okay, we've struggled. Now, for example, if you look at women on wealth, what is our niche? We are in the big industry we are in is of course education. We say we give financial education to women. Okay, and when we ask this question, who do we want to serve? For us, it was clear, it's women. We want to serve women. Okay, we are not saying that we give financial education to everyone. Okay, so hence it helps us customize our message to reach our target audience, to reach women. Okay, so very important is to know today, you may have been aware of this. What is a niche? It's purely about asking yourself, who do you want to serve, and then talking to a very specific audience thereafter. Some of the top macro niches. Now, education is a big niche, right? Just like maybe image consulting today is a big niche. You know, you can further drill it down. But some top macro niches are business and career. You can be in the business of helping business grow. You can be in the business of career growth, right? You can be in the business of health and wellness is another top macro niche. Making money is another top macro niche. You know, the moment you say, I'm in the business of helping people make money, people will come to you. Then you further drill it down. Okay, so making money is another top niche. Relationships is a top macro niche, right? Because it's so important. So relationships. So I'm in my business is about you know, helping people find deeper bonds in relationships. Okay, so business and career, health and wellness, making money, relationships. These are some of the top macro niches. Okay. Now, but then, like I said, there are many people doing many things within this. If you just say, I help business grow, it's not enough. I want to give you an example that I learned when I was going through the Blue Ocean strategy. There are a lot of women, there are a lot of people in the beauty industry, and hair salons, for example, is part of the big industry of beauty, right? Would you agree with me? Okay. But then again, a lot of women at one point, I think, wanted to set up parlors. You go get your hair cut, manicure, pedicure, whatever. A lot of things happening there. And of course, if you have so many services that you're offering, then you also have to employ people to serve each segment. But what is that one thing? And you go for a haircut. What is that one thing that needs to happen for you to really see the finishing of that haircut and feel ultimately beautiful? Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess as to what is that one thing when you walk into a hair salon and you go get a haircut? What is that one thing? If they don't do it, then even the haircut doesn't seem like it's been done well. Okay, ambience. Kavita said blow dry. Absolutely. Imagine going for an amazing haircut where you paid 1,500 or 2,000 and they don't give you a blow dry. Right? And in California, there is this part of this macro niche, a dry bar. Google it, dry bar, and all they do is give hair. They give blow dry, and that's a blue ocean one. Number one, it's a micro niche, right? There's a need. It's a micro niche within that big macro niche, and there is no competition, right? And for anybody who's been thinking beauty industry, and I don't know if we have something like this in India, I think you're gonna do great. Imagine the lineup at salons when there's big events happening, like New Year's Eve. You know, we just need a blow dry, we go there, and then it's packed. Okay, so please, okay, so this is a micro niche, right? Within the business growth, I'm also researching a lot, and I have come across this one person who, and you know, today in today's world, videos sell, right? People are not reading. Okay, so this person within the business industry, macro niche, he is found to help businesses become successful through videos. And his micro niche is just making videos, but not any kind of videos. His mastery is in making micro videos, right? Imagine that. You know, I help businesses increase their sales by 10 times through micro videos, and I help you gain that mastery. So these are the interesting and amazing things people are creating, and there's a so there are always things to sell. Okay, so I mean, this blew my mind when I came to know about this one. Yes, Avi Arya, he does this one. Okay, so amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I hope your minds have started to work already. All right, now why look for a niche? Okay, why look for a niche? There's going to be low competition or maybe no competition, right? Your messaging improves when you look for a niche. And also, you decide the price. You get to decide the price when you create that niche. Otherwise, what happens is if that person is selling something for X amount, and if you have the same product, you have to either match it, right? Or you have to give it at a lower price, right? And we know that a lot of us are facing this challenge where we are not able to price it the way we want to price it. Okay, so that's why it's important to look for a niche. Now, how to find your potential niche? Okay, this was interesting when I found this, how to find your potential niche. And although for many of us, financial independence is what we are aiming at, perhaps, right? For a lot of us, we said, I want to feel financially independent. But if you don't love, if you do it just for the sake of money, then we might not want to go beyond 3 months, perhaps, you know? So, so one first question you want to ask yourself is, what do you love the most? What do you love the most? Okay, and there may be more than one thing that you really, really love. Because if you just go after, because I want to make money, then you could also take up a job, you know. So what do you love the most is an important question to ask. So what can you think of as I ask you this question? What do you love the most? Why don't you just type it in the chat box? Can you think of some things you really love doing? Traveling, DIY, yeah. I love being popular. I like that. Yeah. You know, a macro, a niche that says I love being popular, and I make people become popular. Talking to people, serving people, travel and photography, helping people. Got that? But helping people how? This is very generic. When you say I like to help people, Right now, if you go out and tell people, I like to help people, they say, can you come and do all the bartan, jharu, pocha? Because we are struggling, there is a need. Okay, so being more specific, helping people, but how? What can you see yourself do that can really help people? Okay, so do ask that. But because we're talking about a business, which means you will have to sell your product or the service. Next question to ask yourself is, what do people need? If you love doing one thing, but people don't need it, then it cannot be a business. Okay. So what do people need? So observe, what is it that people really need? Like they saw, right, that people need a sanitizing mechanism where we don't have to touch the sanitizer. Then they created that product because there's a need. Okay, I'm getting a lot of, so what do people need? The third question to ask yourself is, are they reachable? Because if I have the talent and the skill, I know people need it, but if I cannot reach my target audience, then how can I make this business fly? Right? So you want to ask yourself, are they reachable? And the fourth most important question to ask is, do they spend money? Because if they don't spend money, it means they're not going to buy from you. So do you see that people are spending money in this area, like relationships? I think people would pay. Health, people are paying, right? Zumba, yoga, cult fit, and all of those. So they see that people will pay money for health. People will pay money to grow their business. Okay, because there's always a need for that. And when you see maybe all these four coming together, or maybe three of them coming together, you'll get closer to your potential niche. Okay, so this is what, people will pay for good education. Dimple, you're right. Okay, and I can see Dimple's already trying to get to the micro niche. Good education system for kids. My target audience is children. Okay, got that. Thank you so much. Okay, so what do you love the most? What do people need? Are they reachable? And do they spend money? These are the four questions that you want to ask yourself. Okay, so whether I repeated that for you. Okay, now, would somebody like to just share what your potential niche, are you coming closer, so that we can then further, deep dive a little bit? We have time for that. Anybody? English language classes. Okay, great. English language classes for whom? What's the target audience here? So I'm picking DK plus 7K2. She didn't change her name. Okay. English language classes. So DK, I'm talking to you. Okay. English language classes for ladies. That's more specific. Okay. Ladies, so you're saying for women. Now you can go finer into where are these women? Are you saying maybe mothers, or maybe you want to give English language classes to women in corporate, right? So that they have a certain presence. You don't know. It could be anywhere. Okay. But do these women need your service? This target audience you're thinking of, do they need your service, is another question you want to ask. Okay. And also, do you see these women spending money? And another big sector to look at is, of course, online. We know that, especially today, and I think this is going to be the future, that if things don't sell online, if I can't take things online, then it's going to be very, very difficult. So also think online, right? Okay. Okay. Now the next big question may be, what if I am not an expert in what I'm thinking? I want to also become an image consultant, or whatever example it is, that I can say Jyotika is agreeing with me that yes, but I'm not an expert. How can I go and start this business myself, Rabi? Anybody else who's thinking that, what if I'm not an expert at this? You can put in the chat box if you're thinking similarly. Yes, I'm thinking. Okay, Rhythm might say, yes, we're all thinking. Srijita speaking on behalf of everybody. Okay, hire people to work for me. Okay. So if you're not an expert, this is a wonderful thing I learned from my mentor. Okay, and it's just changed the game for me. If I'm not an expert, the question is, are you willing to learn more on the topic than anyone else out there? Okay. Are you willing to learn more on the topic than anyone else? Okay. And something else that I also learned is, he said, if I lock you up in a library and then I say that the only way you can get out is if you have read 200 books on a certain topic, then what topic would you choose? Yeah. Okay. So great. Now what's next? So I hope this has given you some way into thinking about even generating a business idea. Okay, please know that there are opportunities out there. There's a market for everything. Okay, and that you just need to think and be willing to surrender and learn. Okay, now what's next? Time just flew, right? I mean, we are down to now 5:45 now. I want to hear from you guys. Can you put in the chat, what are you getting from so far? What have you gotten so far? Have you getting some input, clarity and confidence support? Okay, thank you, Srijita, for saying that. That we need to start with the plan. Absolutely love this session so far. Got that. Thank you so much, Melissa. What about I wanted to mass oriented? Okay, then how to have target? Okay, you can never be mass oriented is what I can say, you know. How to develop a business plan successful, information, what you said about beginning an expert was really good. Thank you. Yes, it moved me when I heard that myself. Okay, business idea will not help. Okay, thank you. I'm getting that you have gotten value out of your time here so far. Okay, that it has unlocked something and your potential is being unleashed now. Now, what is next? Where do we go from here? Okay, so if you have come here to this session so far, we have 73 of you here with us, with me, 72. So you came here because you want to really start this, and you've stayed on so far till now because you're serious about it, you know, and the engagement informs me that you are interested in this. Okay, so here's an opportunity that we bring for each one of you. We have a webinar on 6 steps that successful business women use to be financially independent. And this webinar is happening on the 22nd of May from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. It is a Friday, and the price you pay to working on and refining your idea and really start building your business is, the webinar is for 2,500 rupees. But if you register within this webinar, in the next 10-15 minutes, you pay only 2,000. Now, what will you get? You will get a step-by-step methodology to identify a business idea. Okay, because I know that from now until that time, you will start thinking, your mind will start working. You will also get a step-by-step methodology to start and build your business, get that kickstart, because we know that business idea is not enough, right? Execution is what it is. And you will also get to look at some of the common mistakes that you should avoid, because we've made that mistake and we want you to avoid making those mistakes. So we have included that in the 2 hours of webinar. So as a beginner, how do you go about it, right? And the investment in yourself and your business is getting started is 2,000 if you pay within this webinar in the next 10 minutes. And you can Google Pay or Paytm this to 9818540023. So I'm just going to put that number there, 9818540023. Okay, and I'm here to, of course, answer some questions that you may have. And all the things that you said at the beginning, you want respect, financial independence, you want to contribute to the society, right? You want to feel confident. Everything that you said will become possible by starting a business is what will become possible for you if you take action, right? So all of these will become available in your life when you take that first step right now and then you sign up. So I have shared the number in the chat box for anybody if you want to sign up for this and get started. And sure, some of you may be thinking, you know, should I do it right now or should I not? To you, I say, if you know where you want to get to, when the destination is so clear to you, then why not get on a vehicle that will take you there? Okay, so this will be like a ticket that you're purchasing to get to your destination, right? So I get that. And just like me, perhaps some of you are also fearful. There's always that fear of failure, isn't it? Right? Which may be stopping some of you from taking that leap of faith. Okay. So this is where I do want to support you by saying that it is best to learn from the mistakes of other people so that it shortens the journey. It gives more confidence and it accelerates your journey to your business, right? Your business will happen when you invest your time, energy into it. So go for it if this is what has been on your mind for a long time. So within this webinar, if you Google Pay or Paytm to this number and you share the screenshot with to the same number and confirm, then you pay 2,000. Otherwise, the webinar is for 2,500. Okay. Okay. So Rita, your questions, will the webinar cover how to and where to look for ongoing clients? Yes, we will be talking about customer research because that is so key. Before we even jump in, it's important to look at, you know, do we even have customers in that area, right? So yes. Thank you, Bindu, for confirming that you have already registered. Thank you for that. Okay. And then some of you may also be thinking that, you know what, Sheetal, I want to do this on my own for a little while. I don't think I am so ready yet. Okay, that I would want to try it on my own first, and fair enough, right? There's nothing wrong in that. A lot of us choose to do things on our own, and someday, one day, your business might happen. The slow and steady organic growth can also someday, one day take you there. But in our experience at Women on Wealth, whenever, like we keep getting mentored all the time, whenever we have paid for a program and learned from experts or people who have done it themselves, we have always accelerated, scaled up, and reached our goals much faster than we ever imagined. Okay, and that is why we value a paid program. So, you know, we also value your time, energy, and money. So when we sign up, and so we try our best to bring great value for you. So if you found this valuable, then there's an opportunity for you to further take this idea and further refine it and really work towards designing that business and do more in that area, because it's not enough to just do this. So I'm receiving some questions, guys. Again, the number you want to, if you're still thinking and you want to take that jump, right? The number is 9818540023, where you can Google Pay or Paytm right away. And within this webinar, when you do it, it is 2,000 rupees. Okay, yeah. And after this, of course, it will be 2,500. And please, if you have more questions about the webinar that we're doing on 22nd of May, go ahead and ask, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. Just to repeat, you get a step-by-step methodology to identify a business idea, okay? And you a step-by-step methodology to start and build a business, okay? And the common mistakes to avoid as you're starting up. That's what we are going to bring for you in 2 hours, okay? Thank you, Jill, for coming here. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. And we will keep coming with more webinars, and you can send in your feedback as well, guys.
Jyotika has joined. Sheetal, Jyotika has joined. Jyotika, we
Jyotika has
acknowledge.
joined.
Yeah, we
Thank you
acknowledge.
so much, Jyotika, for joining in. We are excited to take you through the steps and shorten the journey for you, Jyotika. Awesome.
Rita has joined too.
Okay,
Rita
Rita
and
Bora,
Jyotika.
thank you for joining, Rita, and we are excited for you. You know, I'm super excited.
Bindu, Hina, Rita,
You,
Jyotika.
Hina, join. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for being here and dropping your question. And if anybody has any doubts, then do ask. I think there was a question that I missed from someone, from Harmeet. I think there was a question.
Yes, she's asking if it will be helpful for already existing business.
Yeah, and I think yes, it will be, because it is time anyway to be reinventing, and then we will be in a group where we will have a lot of brainstorming opportunity as well, Harpreet, right? So definitely, if you feel like you're stuck at some point in your business, then yes, it will help you. That's what I would say. Thank you guys for joining in today. And if you feel that anybody will find this webinar valuable, then because it is live on Facebook, feel free to share it with them, right? And give them the push that sometimes people just need that. Okay. Thank you everybody for coming in and staying with us. Priyanka, do you want to say? Is there anything you want to add? We're still waiting for, yeah, we're still here for anybody who wants to ask questions or sign up for the webinar that's happening.
We are right here for anybody who has questions. So you can stay back